In this video, I will describe how to expand essay number 3 into your research paper. As you know, for the research paper, rather than starting over with an entirely new topic, you will take what you wrote about for essay number 3 and you can actually take the entire essay and then just expand that into your research paper. So we are going to talk about how you can actually do that. And the first step involves pre-writing. So in this picture, I have Rainbow Falls, and as you know, a lot of people come here to visit and they hike on trails they shouldn't, they jump into water they shouldn't. So before jumping into anything, even if you are experienced as a hiker or a swimmer or a writer, it's good to do some preliminary research about your topic, where you're going to hike, what kind of water you might be entering, and for this assignment in particular, what you're writing about. You did already choose your topic and you did a little bit of research for essay number 3. However, you may need to do some more research because you're going to dive deeper into this topic and you're going to have to include more sources, so that involves research. And that will also help you think about and look at your topic in a different way. So as you are doing research, you can also ask and answer open-ended questions about your topic. An open-ended question requires more than a yes or no answer and really makes you think more deeply about your topic. You can expand your outline, which you will do next week when you create your outline for the research paper. And you may need to broaden your topic. Some of your topics might be okay as they are, but if you start looking at essay number 3 and you find that maybe your topic was a little narrow in terms of trying to now research it for a research paper, you can try discussing a wider range of perspectives, examining a larger population, looking at a larger geographic area, or even consider broadening the time span. So looking at a broader time span. When you then start adding more to your essay, you can first start by asking someone else to read your essay and then ask them to specifically let you know where they think more details or support are needed. Sometimes having somebody else take a look at your work is really helpful. So also look at your topic from a new angle and then address alternate views. In the picture, I have a view from a hike that I took. So oftentimes, if we look at something from a different angle, a different view, a different perspective, we have new ideas about a topic or a place. Building on that, what you do need to do is add a counter argument and a rebuttal to your research paper. And I have more information about those next week. But a counter argument is where you address opposing viewpoints. So because your topic is debatable, your thesis is debatable, you want to then address people who don't agree with your opinion about your topic. That's the counter argument. The rebuttal is a response to the counter argument where you say basically, yes, I acknowledge other perspectives, and I would include a specific perspective for an example. And then in the rebuttal you say, however, this is why and how my perspective, my opinion is still stronger. And again, we'll talk about that more in next week. You're also going to need to add more support. This is an argumentative essay, so types of support include expert opinions, factual information like from data and statistics, and you want to find all of this information from reputable published sources. Also, you can include interviews from subject matter experts. And then I really strongly recommend that you take breaks and you try to write in shorter sessions. So instead of trying to cram everything in a couple hours before the assignment's due, for example, to just realistically for yourself, actually schedule time, like maybe half an hour to an hour each day or every other day. That's realistic for you again, where you can actually commit to working on your paper and where you're not going to get burned out. And then it's good to take a break, come back, and then look with fresh eyes at your work. This week, for your homework assignment, you will be answering questions to expand your topic. So the questions include, why is this topic important to you? What experiences led you to care about this topic? What makes this topic that deserves attention from others? Or what makes this a topic that deserves attention from others? Who is impacted by your topic? Where do you see this topic operating or existing? Where will the issue be relevant? Who would be interested in learning more about this topic? What are some alternate viewpoints to this topic? So again, this would be the other side of the issue, somebody with a different opinion about your topic. How is your life or the life of others impacted by this topic? And what are the possible outcomes of this topic? So how will it have impact in the future? And these questions are designed to help you expand your topic and find more areas where you can add additional support. From there, you will create 5 research questions based on those questions that we just went over and your reflection and answers to those questions. Again, you want to write open-ended questions that require more than a yes or no answer. And if you're still having trouble coming up with research questions, try a free write to generate ideas. And a free write is simply where you just write whatever ideas pop into your mind without worrying about spelling, punctuation, grammar, all that fun stuff. And then share ideas with family and friends. A lot of times you can get interesting ideas and perspectives by sharing your writing and your ideas with other people. What you don't want to do to try to expand your paper into 7 to 10 pages is increase the font size. So you want to stay no longer than 12-point font. You don't want to increase the margins. You don't want to use a font that has naturally a larger size, such as in the example that I have. You should only use readable fonts that are recommended for MLA format. Try really hard not to rely heavily on quotes, especially long block quotes. The majority of the writing should be in your voice, and then you supplement your own ideas with your sources. And try not to add fluff. So fluff is, when you run out of ideas and then you're just trying to add to your paper. So stating the obvious, you don't need to do that. If you state something that people already know, and people already know this information, just leave it out of your paper. Redundancy or repetition, this is where you repeat ideas, or using overly complex words and sentence structures. And if you have more questions about this, or you're struggling with meeting the minimum requirements for the paper, please let me know. I'm happy to help you out. And that ties in with this last part, which is don't procrastinate. Again, I mentioned this already, but it's really important to create a manageable and realistic timeline to work with. You want to plan ahead. Research takes a lot of time, and you know this from the library assignment. You have to dedicate some time and energy to finding reliable sources. Don't try to cram everything into 1 or 2 sittings. We talked about this already. Space your workout, take breaks, that's important. And then lastly, please ask me for help if you need it. I'm here to help you. I want you to finish this paper and to finish this class. And I am happy to meet with you to help you generate new ideas for your research paper or with any other part of the paper you might be struggling with. Mahalo.